Hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I hope that tonight, actually while I'm recording this, if you're watching this now, you guys are doing awesome and you're actually making it through these weeks of investing and deciding exactly which platform to be a part of and doing the right thing for yourself and making the right decisions, and at least you're staying aware with the latest news, and I'll keep bringing that to you guys as well as everyone else who does this. But I like to give you some of my personal insights, so thanks for tuning in, and for those of you who've been doing it for a while, I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's like 4 in the morning almost. I'm about to go out and meet my girlfriend at a bar for a little drink. It's been a long day at work, but I wanted to talk about something with you guys. I wanted to talk about Steem Power in particular. I've actually made this video a few times, but some grace of God or whatever it is, it constantly gets deleted, or I'm not recording, or it comes out really strange, so maybe this one will too. But yeah, I want to give you guys the analogy of how Steem Power works and why you should invest in Steem Power. Okay, if you've refreshed your Steem Power, right? If you haven't invested yet much money into your Steem Power, into your Steem, then you've probably refreshed and maybe seen that you've gone up by like 0.001 Steem, like every 5 minutes, 0.002. Well, if you don't know already and you chose to invest, let's say, $50, $100, you'll watch that refresh rate every time you look at your Steem Power in your wallet on Steem go up a little quicker. So instead of being 5.001 after 5 minutes, it'll be 5.010 or 5.9. You know, it moves quicker, and the more money you put in, the quicker you get your Steem Power, because you're attached to a higher level of that inflation rate. You're getting more of that return. You invested more money, and so the platform invests in you. And so there's a little analogy that I want to give you guys. Let me make sure I'm actually, oh wow, I'm actually recording today. This might actually work, right? Oh my God, and it's the camera's on the right side. That happened one time, I recorded the wrong way. Anyway, so okay, here's the analogy. You have the Steemit universe, right? It was this little pea. Think of it like the Big Bang, not the show, like the actual thing. Anyway, so the Big Bang was a small little pea size that exploded, right? And that's where our universe came from. It just keeps expanding outwards, and it's a strange phenomenon where it keeps speeding up. It's like everything is moving further away from each other, right? Everything is moving further away from Earth. Everything speeds up as it gets further out. So it was this little bang, and everything keeps getting faster, expanding outwards from the center. So you can see that center as like the new users, right? They have to start on the center of the universe, and they have to move outward toward the edge where Ned and Dan are, because Ned and Dan and this original investors, they were like that little shell on that pea. And then when they started the platform, they just kind of just exploded, right? And they start shooting and blasting outwards. They're that shell. So they're always pretty much, unless somebody invests way more, gonna be that rim, that outside rim. And so you can see that rim and that their place is really their Steem Power. That's weight. The closer you are to the edge of the universe, them being the rim, that is the more Steem Power, or the most vests, like stocks that you have in the Steem world, right? So you're the center. You have the new people who are just circling around the center, all the minnows and all the people who have just free Steem Power, they haven't invested, and you have all the people out here. Then you have everyone in the center moving closer to, if you go steemwhales.com, you'll look at the exact rankings, to the rim of that universe, which is constantly expanding outward, and that's the inflation rate. So their influence, besides having started at the bottom, they're attached to that outer rim. They have more vests attached to the outer rim, and they're expanding with it. So let's say you just got on the platform and you decide to invest $2,000, right? So you invest $2,000 into your Steem Power, and then you see that you move from here, for example, to here in the universe, where Ned and Dan are out here, right? So you're here now, and that's the center over here. Okay, so you're here, and now you're going to be expanding with the universe quicker than the people in the center, because they're going to be closer. They're going to be expanding slower. The further out you are, and the closer you are to the edge of the universe, the more you expand outward. I hope you guys are still with me, but yeah. So Ned and Dan are on the rim, on the edge of that universe, expanding like the Big Bang, and they're expanding quicker than the rest of us. So they're getting more Steem Power than the rest of us. And everyone else who has more vests and a little more voting in Steem Power because they've invested or curated or wherever it is, are getting more Steem than you are if you haven't invested at all. And so they're going to be getting exponentially quicker Steem into their accounts than you are. So when you, let's say you decide to power up, you power up your Steem, you move from here to here, you move closer to the edge. Whereas if you're out here already and you choose to power it down, like we're seeing some developers, you actually reduce the number of vests, so you start moving closer to the center while still expanding outwards. That's the inflation rate, while moving toward the center. So it's possible you'll never lose all your Steem power because the universe is constantly expanding. Assuming we keep getting new users coming aboard and investing and all that kind of thing, of course, yeah? But either way, you're gonna, like, regardless of the price of Steem, you're gonna have more Steem power if you have more invested in your vests because you're closer to that edge of the rim, whereas you power down, you're moving to the center. Even if you see your inflation rate, for example, is getting quicker, and then you power down and you've sold some off, like I had done before, and you sold some vests, you're still moving closer to the center, and you're not as far from the edge, because as close to the edge as to Netadan as you could have been had you not powered down. Or you power up, you get closer. So the whole thing is, the closer you are to that edge, to the rim of that Steemit universe, the more more influence you have, and the more Steem power that you'll automatically get. I get some ridiculous amount of Steem just by having Steem power, and it keeps getting faster the rate that I get it with the inflation rate. Anyway. So yeah, investing in Steem is a good idea early on, because as more users keep coming aboard, and we're up to 60,000 something, as a user just put on my last 2 videos, we're over 61,000 Steem users. Keeps growing. It's friggin', it's bigger than my university back in the FIU. It's huge. And as people keep coming aboard, we're gonna have users that are gonna be investing in their Steem, and so they're gonna keep increasing the worth of the platform. And if you invested early on, you're pretty much getting paid for this. And it's not a pyramid scheme, again, because it's functioning as intended, right? It's not an empty promise only meant to give money to Netadan, although they definitely are being rewarded for their work on the platform. Those are the original developers, some of them, right? And you can go and check the ranks on steamwhales.com and see that they're up there. That's what I'm talking about, if you know who they are. But yeah, if you write a cool blog post without even investing and you get seen by one of these whales, you could be making some serious flow, before you even invest $1. But you should invest $1 if you believe in the long term, because besides the fact that your voting power will increase, you're going to be getting more per minute. And that's pretty friggin' cool. I mean, that's why I originally just kept putting money into it. And today I powered up again. I just added 10 Ethereum, 10 Ether today, because it's in a way smarter 2-year investment if you think Steem will be around in 2 years than Ether, because I'm sitting here mining Ether getting 1.5 Ether per day, whereas Steem I'm getting 150 more, I don't even know, Steem per day. So that's like, and it doesn't cost me electricity money either. I don't even know how much, but it's pretty awesome to do. And yeah, just some food for thought. And I wish you guys the best with your Steem choices. And I'm gonna go get a beer at the room and then fall asleep and work again tomorrow. Take care, guys. Crypto out.